Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share 12 products I think that I've shopped my stash for since watching Lauren Damelios. I think that's the way you pronounce her name. She's a New York based bridal makeup artist and she's one of those people that I aspire to become. She charges $1,000 per bride. It's just, she's goals, you guys. And I took a makeup class with her, an online makeup lesson with her. I learned so much and I realized that I had a lot of products in my collection that I could use to recreate the things that she does. So I wanted to show you the products that I've been using and that I've been just adopting into my routine so that I could create the looks that she creates, which are beautiful, super bright under eye. Like the one that I'm wearing today, for me, this is a super bright under eye and a bright face. I could go brighter, but I'm happy with the result. I wanted to talk to you guys about those products because it's something that it's out of my comfort zone. It's something that I don't use often and that has become a staple for me. I've been using these products for the past 2 weeks since taking the lesson and trying to just play with them more and more to just get familiar with them so that I can add these techniques to my bridal makeup artistry. If you want to see these products, either because you're a bride or you're a bridal makeup artist, then before we go, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Remember that I post videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And that's it, you guys. If you want to see the products, just keep on watching. Most of the products that I have here are base products. One of them will work for both things, and one of them she didn't recommend, or two of them she didn't recommend. I just started using them after watching the class because they fit into a category. So the first product is the vitamin rich face base. I always purchase this for my makeup artistry kit, but you guys, I never use it on myself because since I'm oily, I feel like it makes me oilier, but I'm wearing it today, and since I'm wearing this makeup the way she recommends, I never get more oily than usual, and the powder doesn't look so powdery if I'm wearing these underneath. I love these. I love this for my clients, but now I'm using it on myself, which is something that it's not good, you guys, because it is such a pricey product, but it works beautiful as a base for my makeup. If you wear a lot of powder on top, it will just help the look not be too powdery or dry. I would recommend these. I already recommended it to my students when they would take a bridal makeup lesson with me to carry on their kits because of mature skin and people that are super dry, to prep their skin. But now I think I will use it on everyone. Keep in mind, you guys, if you have super oily skin, to have into consideration also the weather and the other products or the foundations that you're using on top of it. I have 3 products right here, and what she does is she applies a thin layer of foundation, super thin because she works in thin layers, and then she does this beautiful contouring with creams and highlighting with creams with products that I have in my collection that I basically never use and never reach for. The first thing is, after the small layer of foundation, she will do this technique, how do you call that, like the under contouring, where you apply all the contouring products, blend them in, and then apply the foundation on top. The first products that she uses, this is the RCMA BK11 palette, and she uses the shades Shinto 5 and 6, but that will depend on your skin tone. I find these to be too dark for me, but I'm wearing them today underneath my foundation and they work. Those are these 2 shades right here. And this palette, I tend to never reach for it because I find that it looks cakey on me after a while. Even though this is a waxy foundation, it's super pigmented, 50% pigment. It's a long-lasting foundation. Since it's too pigmented and I live in a super humid weather and I'm super oily, this tends to move around on my skin throughout the day. But this is the one foundation that when I wear it, my husband tells me that my skin looks beautiful. It has those pros and cons, but when I use them as bronzers, they last on my skin because I use them underneath the foundation that is a long-lasting foundation, and I also buff them and blend them around on thin layers to create a contouring technique or a bronzy technique because she uses more yellow shades, and this is not the only cream bronzer that I use from her technique. I also go for the Cryolan Dermacolor in the shade D14, and I have it right here. It's a super dark shade. Sometimes I will go for the D13 because they're too dark. Those two shades right here are the ones from Cryolan. I have here Bobbi Brown, Kevyn Aucoin, and also the Cryolan Dermacolor foundations, and a few color correctors from Supra Color from Cryolan, and then also the BC Art color corrector in green. So this palette, I have it on my makeup artistry kit, and sometimes I use it to color correct or to bronze up the face, but not enough. Recently I've been using these two shades on top of the two shades that I showed you to create dimension in the bronzer, and that's the bronzer that you see on my face today, and it looks so natural and beautiful, but it makes you look chiseled at the same time. And for the Derma color, I would recommend, this is another product that I shop my stash for, and this one, she doesn't show it. This is the Cryolan Makeup Blend. You apply 2 drops of it or 3 drops, and it doesn't remove the pigment, but it makes the product more blendable and easier to apply and to blend into the skin. So I use these. I already finished one of them, but I forgot about it. I had it on my collection and I wasn't using it, and I've been using it every single day to use the Derma Blend foundation from Cryolan, to just use it as a bronzer. And by the way, I have this in a Bousset palette that I created for my makeup artistry kit. Another face palette that I have is the Bobbi Brown BBU face palette, and this one I love that it has concealers and correctors, and I have a few dips right here, but I haven't used these the way it's meant to be used and abused, and now I find that I want to have all these color correctors on my makeup artistry kit and the concealers because they perform beautifully. And I've been using on myself, she uses a super light under eye, like she creates a super highlighted under eye on every single person. When I color correct, I usually go for medium bisque or bisque, which is this color, but I've been using porcelain bisque, extra light bisque, and these two shades are the ones that I use to color correct before doing any highlighting product on my skin. And I will only use these in my under eyes where I have dark circles, and it will just kill them, you guys. You don't see any darkness underneath my eyes, and these has basically replaced, I need to still finish it and I've used it from time to time, the Lancome Tantidol Ultra concealer corrector that I use. And when I finish the colors that I'm using on this one, I will buy them as singles and keep using them as color correctors. Maybe not this year because I have 3 right here, and I have other shades that I can still use because I need to set myself a goal and finish this palette before it goes bad. They work wonderful, and that was my first color corrector that I've ever purchased, the one from Bobbi Brown, and I finished it completely in a small pot. I think it works wonderful. Fell in love with it. And then on top of that, I will go in with, again, the RCMA BK11, and these are sold as singles. That's why I'm mentioning them to you guys. And I will mix porcelain and ivory, or sometimes we'll go in only with porcelain, which is this super whitish shade, and I will apply it on top, creating a sharp look on my nose. And I will use the smallest amount, remember, thin layers, and I will blend these on my under eyes. And this all goes before I put the second layer of thin foundation. That will be the last step after the contouring and highlighting with creams. So yeah, the shade porcelain and ivory, you can mix them both or just use one, and it will give you a super bright under eye. And that's not all the steps for the under eyes, you guys. It's a crazy amount of steps, but these are palettes that I've been using for that. For my concealer, I needed something super bright, and none of the concealers that I have are this bright and full coverage. So I've been using the Tarte Fair Neutral. She doesn't use this one in the under eye. She uses the creamy one because she finds this to be too drying, and I agree, but this is the one that I have. So she uses this one to clean the brows, and I used it today for that because I have a lot of hair right here. These Even as a concealer, it's just beautiful. This is from my makeup artistry kit, and I've been using it and abusing it these past 2 weeks on myself. This is in the shade Fair Neutral, and I will use this on my chin right here and on my under eyes and in the center of my face, and a little bit to chisel my contour. So this is beautiful, you guys. Again, I've re-fallen in love with it. This was the product that made me want to shop my stash for products that she was recommending, because she recommended this powder. It was the one that she used in the model, and I always hated this powder since I got it, and it's the Fenty Beauty in the shade Butter. The reason why I hated this for so long is because it's too drying, and I'm oily, you guys. When I say that a powder is too drying, it's because it's too drying. I decided that I wanted to play with it and that I wanted to use it the way she uses it. She always puts like a beauty oil, then she puts like a La Mer product. She does a lot of skincare steps before doing the makeup, but the only product that I use is my moisturizer that I always use, and then on top the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and a little bit of glowy highlighter like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter on my cheeks. When I'm gonna set with powder, I do bake a few minutes with the Fenty Beauty powder in Butter. This shade is beautiful, gives you a super bright under eye, and the couple times that I haven't prepped my face and hydrated my face quite as much, this doesn't look beautiful on my skin, and it performs the way I remember, and it gives me reasons to hate it again. But when I hydrate my skin like today, the finish of the skin is beautiful. So I will apply the most amount of product under my eyes and then buff the rest and set the rest with a small amount of this one, and it will last all day. That's not the last step for the under eyes. I also go with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I'm wearing that today, and I go on top of that with another powder that I'm gonna show you, but this one brightens my under eye, and I also use it all over the places where I want to highlight my face. Just the smallest amount with my Wayne Boss Airbrush brush, and I'm good to go. It will brighten my under eyes even more. For blush, you guys, I have two. This one, she shows a dupe of it from Juvia's Place in the video that she loves, but I have the Dior in 001 Pink. This is the Rosy Glow blush. This is what I'm wearing today on my cheeks. It's a staple. I love it so much, and I would highly recommend it. So I've been using this one quite a bit. And then this, I pulled it out because I've been just enjoying shopping my stash for blushes. This has been discontinued, but in case you have it, this is the Dual Intensity Blush by NARS, the Duo in the shade Ferber, and I've been using this one, and then this shade mixed with this one close to my hairline, and I'm even wearing this, a little bit of this today right here, and it looks beautiful on the cheeks, you guys. I even shopped my stash for that one. But before that, she recommends to use a powder foundation, and she uses the Studio Fix powder foundation, and I only have this shade. This is in the shade MW18, and this I use a little bit of it all over my face to set everything, and then I will put the blush on top. That's a way to use a product up that I didn't really like before, but when I use a small amount, it will give me a hint of coverage, and it will make everything that I applied look super seamless. Then to do highlighter, she loves everything pink on the cheeks, so that's why I pulled this out. And this is the Kevyn Aucoin Kaleidochrome all over highlighting palette, and I use the shade Super Cosmic, which is this pinky shade right here, and it's the highlighter that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. Maybe you can't see it and it looks a little bit subdued, but I'm gonna apply a little bit more so you guys can see it. And this is super beautiful. I'm also wearing it on my inner corner and a little bit on my lower lash line. And I used this color, which is Zoom Zoom, as an eyeshadow, and it's the shimmery shadow, the little shimmer that you see on my eyes. It comes from this beautiful highlighter because it's a duochrome, but it's more on the pinky side when you wear it on your eyelids or on your face. But I can't wear it on my cheeks because it turns out to be too dark. Last but not least, for my face, I've been pulling this one out instead of my Radiant Light. This is the Ambient Lighting Infinity Powder. This, I don't think she showed it on the class, but I use it to buff my face to give an even more blended look. And I don't love this powder, but for this purpose it works amazingly. And when I'm gonna do my eyes, she loves to do like a wing liner or just a subdued eye, because everything focuses more on the face. Even if she puts on her clients dramatic lashes and whatnot, she wants to keep it super light in the inner corner and then a little bit more dark right here. So I've been using my Hindash Beautopsy, and this was in my 2022 beauty favorites, and I love this palette, you guys. This is so beautiful. I use this shade Tan, then also Wet, the Feel Real shade. I use both sides. I can use these for the pinky blush. I use Intra Fatum, both of the shades, and the shade in the center. And then I also use these to even brighten a little bit more of my under eyes and to lighten my inner corner. You can use this for brows, for anything, you guys. So this is the last product, and I've been using it quite a bit, and this is one of those products that as a makeup artist it still impresses me. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope it was short, sweet, but it was something that will make you shop your stash for things that huge makeup artists use. If you have any of these products in your collection, let me know if you would like to see me create a look, not necessarily the way she does it, but the way that I'm adopting her knowledge to apply on myself and on my clients. That's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember that I always leave a question in the comment section below so that we can chat about makeup. I post videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I hope to see you on my next video. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.